again, as we always said, and I said it from day one, not using eminent domain, will there be a cost factor involved? And this is one of the costs of not using eminent domain.
So just to make it clear for the record, the budget of vendor is what, $65 million? How much is the budget?
$65 million.
Whatever, what's the budget of vendor?
Well, the local...
$17 million. So you have a $17 million budget, and you got involved with the developer without investigating the background of his associates. You didn't know?
Well, we investigated, but there's criminal...
That's okay, we can move on. But the point is...
Well, you asked a question, I'm just trying to answer it.
Okay. You also mentioned that you didn't, I think the proper term is exercise eminent domain, but just slapping the label of eminent domain on the neighborhood destroyed the neighborhood. So I think you did use eminent domain. And this Alexander had 20 properties that basically deteriorated in the area, which definitely drove down everybody's property value in the area, in addition to all the property values in Ventnor. Okay, but to continue, at this point right now, there's a lawsuit against Alexander right now. So you don't really know if you need to complete the project. But the project, from what I understand, is going to be about $25 million, is that correct? 15 on one side and 10 on the other?
Roughly.
So if he can afford to invest $25 million in Ventnor, you think the taxpayers really need to flip the bill for $205,000? In addition to the fact that in the paper recently came out, you're going to spend at least X money at the pier. Wouldn't that money be better spent at the pier than giving the gift to somebody who already has plenty of money to the project?
Again, it's all economics. We think that our contribution, at least it's my opinion, we haven't voted on it, is that our contribution to make sure this project moves forward, and it's not a lot of money, but we bought that project with the intent that it was one less building that had to be acquired, or actually it's 2 units, 2 less units that would have had to been relocated, and we think it's wise, yes.
So you're saying if you didn't give him the building, he wouldn't have went forward, is that what you're saying?
No. Again,
so why did you give him the building then?
We haven't given it to him.
Or why did you even consider giving him the building?
Because he said that he's led us to believe, or he said, whether it's true or not, but if
you don't know if it's true?
I don't know if it's true if he would move forward or not. If you let me finish, I'll be glad to tell you, Mike. As he came to us, you do that often. He came forward and said, look, I can acquire these buildings. I have to pay exorbitant amount of money for them. I don't know if I can move the project forward economically with that. Can you use eminent domain, or are you willing to use eminent domain? We said we would rather not. We don't want to use it. We've promised the people that it would be a last resort. If you can acquire them, and if you have to pay that money, we will consider throwing our building in to offset the cost so that we won't have to use eminent domain.
And what if I could add something, please?
Sure.
If you look at the building, we had purchased it with the intent, like the mayor said, of possibly contributing to the whole redevelopment plan. Right now, as it sits, it's basically a tear down. So for us to invest money in it at this point, there's another thing that we have to remember is that they're going to be responsible for their environmental cleanup. Okay, I don't know if you're in real estate or aware of what's going on with the environmental cleanup process that's going on right now, and what that process is. So in a way, it just isn't viable for us to, rehab the building. We know it's going to be in the middle of a project. We had planned to probably help the process move forward by buying that building, and hopefully, and we will, get our money back in the end with increased ratables. So it was somewhat of an investment. I look at it as somewhat of an investment. It'll help move the process. If someone else bought it, it might have drove the price up. They might have thought they would have held the whole project up. We might have ended up in court. So it just kind of made the plan smoother, helped move it faster, and I believe that the city of Ventnor will get their money back in the end. So, I have a clear conscience in making that decision.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, we would have had to tear that down because it has structural problems. Then we run the risk, okay, what damage is done to the adjoining building in us tearing down that. So again, it made a lot of sense just to move the project
the environmental
and get rid of it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public like to address the commission on any issue this evening? Yes.
Again, Paula, the local 110 North. the authorizing shared services agreement with Ocean City for the engineer and gracing Ocean City with Mr. Carter's estimable services brought to mind that among the Oprah documents that I've been taking a look at the past week were an email exchange between Administrator Cross and the auditors, and they flagged the issue that the city had not collected $32,000 from Longport in 2005 and another $32,000 from Longport in 2006, and they had questions about whether it was still collectible money. It appeared to be maybe a shared services arrangement for possibly building inspector Agnesino, I'm not sure. But do you know, was that money still collectible and was it collected?
I'll let Mr. McCross answer that.